PRC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
This is James Spann. This is the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Veterans Day, Tuesday, the 11th day of November, and Alabama's weather will be rather unsettled for the next couple of days, and ultimately, another cold change coming up for the weekend. Let's remind you first off that Storm Alert Xtreme, the annual severe weather training event we do, is this Saturday. And again, this is just once a year. If you are an existing member of our Skywatcher team, or if you would like to join the team, you need to be there. Brian Peters, who is the best Skywarn trainer in the United States, maybe the world, will be there. He'll do both the advanced and the basic sessions. I'll be there speaking. Jason Simpson. You'll learn a lot, and everybody needs a refresher course, even if you've been trained 20 times before. There's no admission charge, no need to register. Just show up at the BJCC in downtown Birmingham. Watch the signs down there. Again, that's this Saturday, the 15th of November from 9:30 until 3:30. And remember, if you come to Storm Alert Xtreme, you get free admission into the Alabama International Auto Show, which is also going on this weekend at the BJCC. It's a great deal, so if you like to watch these videos, you'll love this. So we'll see you down there. We'll take a look at the Skycam shots around the network this morning. There's a look at the lights of the city of Gadsden coming from our Skycam up in Etowah County. Still just a few thin clouds around there. The sky mostly fair, and that's where the colder readings are this morning. Birmingham mostly cloudy. We're looking south there from the top of the Daniel Building. And up in Walker County, there's a look at downtown Jasper from the top of the King Building. And yep, we note the Christmas lights are out on the trees right there by the Walker County Courthouse. Okay, big storm out there across the nation's heartland, and once again, they've seen some snow underneath that cold pool. It has been a very snowy November for South Dakota and Nebraska and parts of Colorado, and of course, in advance of that, we've got the warm sector and some rain going on. Had some severe weather, in fact, last night over parts of Texas, and even up in Kansas, a tornado was reported on the ground for a while. Temperatures this morning are cold to the north, not as cold around here. You can see we've got some 30s over northeast Alabama, mostly 40s elsewhere. And you can see that milder air coming up through Texas, where even some 70s are showing up down there in the southern part of the state. This is the expected rain around the country for the next 5 days. This is valid through Saturday evening, and the numbers have come up a little bit. This is now suggesting most of Alabama will see 1 inch of rain. Heavier rains on the Texas-Louisiana border around the Sabine River. That's suggesting 6.5 inches down there between Lake Charles and Port Arthur. And again, this is very much up for debate. It sure looks like the heaviest rain will stay west of here, and just how much falls over Alabama is very much in question. In terms of severe weather, there's a slight risk of severe weather today over eastern Texas and a small part of western Louisiana. And beyond today, there is no risk defined, and we think that's the right thing because the instability values are very marginal for strong storms here as the week progresses. And a quick peek of radar this morning at 5:21 showing a little light rain up there in the northwestern corner of the state. And that seems to be where the greatest chance of the significant rain will be this week, is up there around the Shoals and Russellville and places like that. No doubt everybody will get wet, but in terms of the heaviest rain, we think that northwestern corner looks pretty good for that. So let's look at the GFS. This is the 06Z run, valid at noon today. And you can see a complex trough developing off to the west. It is not phased up yet. Down at the surface at midday today, the GFS continues to insist the better rains will be north and west of here. Raining likely in places like Houston and Dallas, Little Rock, Nashville, but around here, the model not suggesting very much. And the dew points are awfully low. Dew points are in the 30s, so obviously there's not a lot of good low-level moisture yet. So I think much of the day will be dry, maybe a few sprinkles, and certainly the better chance of any rain up there in the northwestern corner of the state. Tomorrow, the model again tending to suggest the better rains will stay west of here. Memphis, Jackson, Shreveport, Monroe, places like that. Right now, we got occasional showers in the forecast, but really, this run keeps the better rains off to the west. Thursday, a pretty good moisture axis is on top of us, so we'll mention a few showers around on Thursday. Don't think it'll rain all day. Friday, here comes the evolution of the big trough. We've got a pretty good chunk of energy down there in the western Gulf, and then the system in the polar jet is to the northwest. And down below that, a cold front will be approaching, and there is a moisture axis in place. So there should be a few showers around, maybe some thunder on Friday, as we'll be up there close to 70, even if the sun peaks out. But in terms of severe weather, it doesn't look like a real serious problem with that. And then Saturday, starting off the weekend, here comes the trough phasing up nicely. Down below that, cold air advection is the big story. You can see the 540 thickness line down to about Coleman. And this run is not as cold as recent runs, we'll say that. Still, having said that, that looks like a day with highs only in the 50s with a very chilly north wind. Sunday will be a cold morning. And again, we note the model not as cold on this run. Yesterday morning at this time, it really suggested highs only in the 40s. Well, now this is suggesting a high closer to 60 on Sunday. So if this trend keeps up, we'll nudge the temperatures up a little bit on Sunday. And Monday morning of next week, the surface high is right over us, but again, not as cold. We thought yesterday, based on that run we saw, we might get some teens in the colder valleys. Doesn't look that way now. This looks like 30s for everybody with 20s for the colder valleys. And we'll see. Again, we'll adjust the numbers as necessary. We'll go deeper into the month 3 days later. This is the 20th of November. A little different look. Yesterday we showed a look that suggested very cold air, maybe some snow flurries. Well, now we've got a trough, but it's not nearly as deep. And a cold front coming through, but nothing too exciting there. And on the 26th out here toward Thanksgiving, that's a big deep trough off to the west with the possibility of a big rain event. But again, we all know that's out there in voodoo country, and more than likely that will change. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 3:30 or so today. And of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.
Weather.